Are you ready? Now I'm going to have a hard time keeping control of this evening. Because now we are going to welcome the 1990 football team into the Hall of Fame at the University of Nevada. Let's bring on up here the team captains from that year: Bernard Ellison, Micone, Dio Shipp, Treamelle and Brock Marion. I hear you are in the house tonight. Let's bring you on up here as well. What the heck? The 1990 football team won the Big Sky Conference Championship with a 7-1 record as part of the 13-2 season, advanced to the championship game of the NCAA Division I AA playoffs, came just short of the national championship, falling at Georgia Southern 36-13 in that game. Dang it! Posted back-to-back triple overtime victories over Furman and Boise State to advance to the national championship game, set the school record for victories in a season, since matched by the 2010 team, but that's okay. 8 members of the 1990 team have been inducted into the Nevada Athletics Hall of Fame as individuals. They are Treamelle, Brock Marion, Shahari Puderneshi, Shardo. Sorry, God, do you think I would have checked that before coming up here? Sometimes I just spit a name on the news because I think, who will know it? Boy. Chris Vargas, Neil Holberg, Matt Clapton, Bernard Ellison, and Chris Singleton are already in this group, coached by Chris Alt, who is here tonight as well. And he, of course, has been inducted in both the Nevada Athletics Hall of Fame and the College Football Hall of Fame as well. Coach, we're going to hear from you in just a second. Welcome, gentlemen. How are we going to fit you all? Someone can have my chair. Let's pull this over. You guys are never going to spit on that couch. Really? Oh, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Okay, all right. Here you go. All right, I'm going to grab a chair. Can someone bring me up a chair? Oh, hey, see this? See this, George? Someone's helping me. Nice, Mike, thank you. I sure appreciate that. All right, so Mike, we're going to start with you since you have the microphone. You played on the offensive line and had the chance to support 2 very talented quarterbacks. Do you remember their names? I'm just kidding. Fred Gatlin and Chris Vargas. You would have come up with it eventually. How did they differ in the huddle? And how did your offensive line teammates adjust? And who threw a harder ball?
Okay, well, this is a good story. So, too bad we didn't invent the pistol offense when Gatlin was quarterback, because he'd have been playing on Sundays. Fred was a consummate professional, probably one of the most unbelievable athletes that I've seen on a football field. Just being able to keep your guy in front of you, because he was so elusive behind you, you just didn't know exactly where he was. So, two different styles of quarterbacks. And the funny story about Chris Vargas was he didn't really take a lot of snaps from the starting offensive line my senior year. So when he came on the field, Shahriar, who's got a little bit upset because he saw number 10 running on the field. We didn't know his name. And so I had to kind of step out of the huddle and stop him and ask him, what's he doing? And he said, well, I'm coming out to be the quarterback. And so I said, well, for how long? And he said, well, we're going to go score a touchdown. And I said, well, we need to just stay right here. I need to talk to the lineman first. So I went to the huddle. I said, hey guys, he's just coming in for a few plays. Don't worry about it. So he gets in the huddle, and it was a TV timeout.
I was going to say, is this a game or is this practice? This is your game.
I know. And so he looks at the sideline and he says, gosh, where do they get those good-looking cheerleaders at Idaho? So we all looked, the offensive line, we're all looking over there. We're like, yeah, that's kind of interesting. They're all kind of cute. They blow the whistle and he says, okay, boys, we're going to go score. Give me 4 seconds. And I think just the leadership styles of both quarterbacks were amazing. I know that down in Las Vegas, Gatlin ran amok and threw, I think, over 100 yards passing and ran over 100 yards. And then you just had to know which quarterback was coming in, because they had two different styles.
Interesting. Okay. Brock, will pass the microphone off to you. Ladies and gentlemen, Brock Marion, 12 years in the NFL. Yeah, the Cowboys, the Dolphins, ended up with the Lions. How many, are you wearing a Super Bowl ring? You're wearing your Nevada ring, aren't you?
Yes.
That took the place of a Super Bowl ring. I like that. Good call tonight. Welcome back to Reno. It's so nice to see you. What is your biggest impression from that 1990 team? I mean, it was such a great team in every position.
Wow. I mean, just from the sheer essence of, we were Nevada. You know, we overcame so many different, we had so many obstacles. You know, I just was talking to Forey, like, I thought we did 3 overtime against Weaver. He's like, no, we beat them in the regular season, and we came back against them. You know, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. So just, it's Nevada football. You know, you never forget it. Your teammates, I mean, there's a lot of guys in here that I probably have not seen in quite some time. But your face, I remember your face. I remember Nevada football. So just being a team, winning the cannon. You know, I don't think I've ever seen that cannon red. So
Not in those days. That's okay. Not in those days it wasn't red.
So that's what I remember. Just being a tight knit group and find a way to persevere.
And we heard from George about the difference between Nevada and the NFL. What was your biggest shocker going from Nevada into the NFL?
Speed.
You needed it?
Lots of it.
Like the speed of the game, or you as an individual? It was just such a faster pace.
I mean, it's drastically different. You know, everybody, I mean, you got guys that are 6'5" linemen that are, you know, 290 pounds running 4.6s.
Yeah.
You know, so you're almost like, okay, I don't know if I can get away from him. So, I mean, you just needed to just flat out speed, the speed of the game, how fast it goes, how precise it is. You just had to adapt. You just really had to adapt.
Did you walk out onto your first NFL game day and just go, wow, I'm in the NFL? Like, did that hit you? Was there a moment where you kind of just thought, oh, I did it?
It was pretty crazy. First day of practice, I won't say first day, maybe first week, because I was a safety. I played 3 years of corner here, and then my last year I played safety. And then our first day of practice, maybe not first day, but sometime in that week, we had to do one-on-one coverage. And who do I line up against? I'm a rookie. I'm playing against. There's Michael Irvin across the way from me. I'm just like, okay. I cover. I know how to cover. You know, make sure to keep my eyes on his hips. You know, stay square, turn. You know, all the basics and stuff like that. And after the play, next thing you know, I don't even know where he's at. Okay, I'm looking, and he's kicks the post, and it kicks a touchdown, and he comes up and says, "Welcome to NFL rookie." I'm thinking, thanks. But the biggest, I knew I made it was it was on a Monday night, and you know, when they show the big screen, you see the big screen up in the stadium, and I'm back returning kicks, and I'm thinking, okay, man, this is pretty tight, you know, everything's good. And I look up on the screen, and I see myself rocking back and forth like this. I see this Marion 31. I'm like, oh gosh, that's me. Everyone's seeing this right now. So at that point, I'm like, this is it, boy. This
I'm
is
here.
Good. Yeah.
Awesome. That's so great.
That was it.
Good, good, good. I'm Wendy. It's so nice to meet you. Yep, you're up. You're up. Bernard Ellison, your team won the Big Sky Championships and won 13 games that season, which is still the record for victories. But what can you say is what made that team so special?
Pretty much like everybody's saying. I mean, we have a tight bond. you know, and I don't know if it was all the practicing we did, or what, or I said some of the people that we had on the team that brought us all together, and we all like to win too. So, you know, once we kind of had a snowball effect, you know, once somebody doesn't play, you know, Dio might stop somebody at the line and get me fired up. I might want to deflect the ball or intercept something, or Treamelle might, you know, go down the sideline, make a big play. Might pancake somebody, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, it just snowballed, you know. And then once you win, you know, the next game, you know, next week, you want to win again. And won 13.
So impressive.
Yeah.
You bet. Chris, what did you tell me tonight? 63 of this team, I think 63 out of 75 to 80 guys are here tonight. I mean, that's impressive. You guys all came back. You obviously still love one another and want to be together and honor one another. Bernard, do you miss being a part of a team?
Yeah, well, team is always in you. You know, I fortunately, you know, had kids and kind of, I guess some of Chris Alt's teaching came through me, and I go through them, so they know a good thing about team, and we always talk. We have Micone, you know, he stays on the internet, so, or the...
He's kind of the social director.
Yeah,
I kind of get that from you, Mike. You're definitely the social director.
Yeah. So, so you know, we kind of stay, but yeah, team is always in you, though. That team is in you, definitely.
Yeah.
So, and it's kind of through my life, you know, even at my job, anything I do, you know, I kind of look to others, through others, and I expect, you know, them to put their effort in like I do mine. So.
Good. Okay, thanks.
All right.
Dio Shipp, you're up. Now, you and Bernard played defense on Coach Alt's team.
Before we start,
Yes, please.
selfie time. Come on, guys.
Oh, yeah. Can I be in it? But they don't even want me in it. You want me to take it for you?
Oh no,
Okay,
it's all about the selfie. Now we can start.
Can we continue the program? So I'm just curious, you and Bernard were on defense during Coach Alt's very offensive team. Do you even know Coach Alt? Did he ever come to your side?
He did indeed.
He did indeed, okay.
But it wasn't to say hi. It wasn't to say great job. The best story I have is actually from the year prior that set us up for 90. It was pregame. He wasn't too happy about the way we were warming up. So the game was about to start, and I have a complaint in with the NCAA right now. So he wasn't too happy, so it was game time. So we're gonna go in the locker room, get our water, Gatorade, get some last minute coaching. He says, nah, pointed to the practice field. We went from the game field, this is pregame. We went from the game field to the practice field, and he said, number one defense, number one offense, on the ball. We looked at each other, said scrimmage. We said, okay, does that mean, are we tackling each other? He said, absolutely. And that was the start, the foundation for the mentality of our defense. Because after that, we came back on the field and we put a whooping on that team like never before.
Mysterious ways Coach Alt had, but they were effective, weren't they?
I got story after story. I'm getting counseling right now. Believe it or not.
What was one of your greatest moments on the field as a defensive player, and what did Coach Alt say to you after that moment?
I don't think I had one. I think it had to be the first triple overtime game. And it was the first overtime for us, so Coach Hall brought the captains to the side and said, this is what we're gonna do. Go out there, we wanna defer or get the ball. And he said, we're gonna win this game. We went down, we came back, one more time, another overtime. We're gonna win this game. So I'm starting to doubt because we're 0-2 right now. Next one came. We're gonna win this game. Well, I don't have too much in the tank. He said, you know what? You carry this team. That's why you're a captain. And we got each other, everyone fired up, and we put it on them. And that was another comeback. And so the Boise State, the next week, the triple overtime game, we had been there. We knew that we weren't going to lose that game, even though the Boise kicker had a chip shot to miss, but our Lord and Savior made sure it was going to go wide.
Very good. All right, Treamelle Taylor, leading up to the national championship game, you guys had some pretty dramatic wins, playing back-to-back triple overtimes, as we heard, against Furman and Boise. But what are those games like, and how was this team able to deal with the pressure, in your opinion?
You got to look at that team right there, that 1990 team. Just look at those guys. Those guys, you can't. You just got to look at that picture, and I'll tell you everything about these guys and this team. There's not too many teams in the Hall of Fame, from college to high school to professional. So to go in as a team, and I know Lang, Michelle, George, and Chance would love the opportunity to take it back individually and go in as a team, because you're surrounded around people who should be here with you. The trainers, the coaches, everybody. Everybody's up there. That's the team. So that's what I got from that team.
A special induction tonight,
Especially.
because it is all 80 of you.
Absolutely.
Anyone can answer this, whoever wants to. You played in the national championship game against Georgia Southern down in Statesboro, Georgia. I do believe I watched that on TV at Pub and Sub, cheering you guys on. What do you remember about that national championship game? What was that like? The pressure was huge. That was probably your biggest game of the year, or no? Were the triple overtimes bigger?
Yeah, and the national champ was huge. It was surreal. I'm still upset that we had, I think it was a 12 o'clock Eastern game, and so it was 9 o'clock our time. So I think we had to wake up, it was like 4 o'clock our time to get ready. So I knew we had a little bit of problems when I looked on our bus and the whole defensive bus was sleeping. So I said, this might be a long day. But I knew that it was big time because I had people, being from Southern California, I had everyone calling me. And people I didn't even know, calling me saying, hey, we know that you're going to be on TV, CBS Sports. And I said, we hit it. We finally hit it. And we put Nevada on the map. And this is what it was about. It was worth it. 5 years of hell to get to that point. Even though we came up short, it was the greatest memory in my lifetime in sports.
Come on, I know somebody else wants to talk about that game. Mike, I know you do.
Well, from being born and raised in Reno and being able to play in front of my family and my friends, we couldn't have been there had the coaches not prepared us every single week. And I don't know if the coaches have been recognized enough. A lot of them are here. And when I signed the letter of intent at my house at 7 in the morning, Coach Rippey showed up. And my dad, Chuck Bird, my mom are here, and I want to thank them. And I want to thank all the other parents who are here who supported us to get here. Thank you to all the parents. And my dad said, Mike, I've raised you since you're 8 years old, And now, for the next 5 years, Coach Rippey's going to be your dad. So, I want to thank my parents and I want to thank Coach Rippey for being the greatest parents I've ever had. And for Coach All, thank you for giving me a scholarship, because I got 68 guys who I'm friends with for the last 25 years. And so that, at the end of the game, Wendy, it was the toughest day of my life, but I didn't realize that all the trials and tribulation and all the hard work was going to prepare me for life outside of football. Dealing with, all the obstacles and the difficult things that arise, I had the tools to be able to get through that. So
That's what athletics really is, isn't it?
Yeah,
It prepares us
it's
for
a
the
game of
real
life.
thing. This is so much fun, but I feel like, does anyone have a question for these guys? Are you dying to know something that I haven't asked? I am happy to open it. This is really so much fun. Like, for 3 minutes, if anybody wants to yell up a question. Sure. Okay, so what do you do now? Why don't you guys just kind of go down the line? We'll start with you, Mike.
I have my own company. I'm an executive recruiter, so I recruit high-tech professionals, people that build small box satellites that help Apple and Cisco be able to communicate down to your cell phone. So anytime you send a picture, those are my engineers that are building that platform.
Currently, I am doing absolutely nothing. I'm raising my family, that's right. I've got 6 beautiful children. I've actually dibbled and dabbled in being a farmer for about, oh gosh. Don't become a farmer, okay? Thought I wanted it, but no. I retired in 2004, 5, one of those 2 years, I don't remember. And became a farmer, a blueberry farmer in Florida. And it was fun while it lasted. It lasted, I just moved from Florida, so I live in Portland. I've only been there for about 9 months or so, something like that. And I'm doing nothing. So.
Why blueberries?
I asked God the same thing. When I retired, to be honest with you, I asked God when I retired, give me something so I won't miss football. I've known football my entire life been playing since the 2nd grade. So when I retired, I just wanted to be done. Give me something that I'm not going to miss the game. I don't miss it. I miss Sundays probably. Sundays is where you shine. Those bright lights they're not for everybody, but I miss those days. But I asked him, can you give me something so that I won't miss the game? Just give me something so I can just dive right into it. And he gave me blueberries. So I was doing that, and I didn't miss it. I worked hard. And everyone I told, "You doing blueberries?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Really?" Yes. Do you actually work? Do you actually do? I own a tractor. I get on the tractor. The funny thing is, I would be on the tractor with Jordan. So no boots, just Jordan. Nice little hat.
With your Super Bowl rings on.
Having fun. Having fun.
Good for you. Yeah. Good for you. Bernard.
All right, back to that. I'm a site support engineer at HP for the last 14 years, but also what I do is I coach on the side and try to give some of the youth out there some of what I have. And I have 2 kids that they're in college now. They're in college now. Yeah.
You look good.
But good life, putting off with wake up and
Dio.
This is not oxymoron, but I work in higher education. I'm an Associate Vice Chancellor for Contra Costa Community College District. It's 3 colleges, Los Medanos, Contra Costa, and Diablo Valley. We got some alum in here. So yeah, and you know, the bottom line is everybody knows I'm from Nevada at my work at all the colleges. They know that they come in my office and they see all the blue and they see the Nevada, so they know. And you know that's beautiful is we are the feeder school into Cal Berkeley. So we have a ton of alumni that work in faculty. So when we tap that tail, I was a rich man.
That was a good day in the office for you. Treamelle.
I've been working with Youth Services Bureau for about 20 years, currently in Canada. I'm working with kids to finish their high school education and attend college.
Outstanding. So not only does the university have good athletes, we have good students that go on to have productive jobs in society. Gentlemen, thank you. I'm going to ask